football historian, joins the show, Kunle Solaja. Kunle Solaja, let me start by saying Happy Democracy Day to you, and it's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk. Well, Kunle Solaja, if you can hear me clearly, let's take a look at the impact of MKO Abiola in sports. Let's start, from the home front. This was one man who invested heavily in sports and owned football clubs in Nigeria. One of them was Abiola Babes, where footballers honed their skills and went to Europe after that to indeed continue their football career. More than 3 decades on, we still remember MKO Abiola for his investments and passion in sports across the continent of Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much. When you talk about sports, sports sponsorship, sports development, sports organization, and all sorts of that, Abiola was a one-man royal squad. He was involved in financing sports. He was involved in organizing sports. He was involved in motivating sports athletes and also. And he was a gem for the players, for the officials, for the spectators. Abiola Babe's interest in sports cut across all disciplines. Unlike what we have now, if somebody loves football, is everything, all his effort will be geared towards football. But you see Abiola in virtually every sporting arena and in every sporting competition, be it swimming, boxing, football, and also even the Nigerian University Games, he was in attendance. I remember the two of us flew together to Calabar in 1990 when it was being organized at the University of Calabar. And he donated, he actually renovated the sports arena of Calabar and said he would not want it to be named after him. I think he mentioned Chief Abraham Odia, that should be named after him, after Odia. And he brought so many trophies, and he said those trophies should be named after iconic sports person in Nigeria, whether they are sports administrators, players, runners, athletes, like that. He's one man that I know that he doesn't just attend sports events because he just want to show off that he was a lover of sports. You could see sports flowing from his vein. I remember a particular day we were going to the National Stadium in Lagos. I was in his car with him then. All of a sudden, it was becoming uneasy. We were even thinking maybe he was pressed or something like that. He was looking left and right, and we were in the traffic. All of a sudden, he just flagged down one bike, an Okada, and folded his agbada, jumped on the Okada because he didn't want to miss any minute of the match he was going for. So that shows his passion. And that's why he said, if you love sports, you can never love sports more than Abiola. And that was why even CAF had to honor him with their highest award, which was the Order of Merit in Gold, bestowed on him on 11 January 1992 in Dakar, Senegal.
Let me interject here. You're talking about the Order of Merit in Gold by the Confederation of African Football. Before we come to that in 1992, let's take a look at some of the events that shaped CAF in the 80s. One name is also well represented as an African Footballer of the Year award winner, a Cameroonian Jean Manga Eugene. 1980, when the Super Eagles, or the Green Eagles then as they were called, were successful, but a trophy was donated by MKO Abiola to the Confederation of African Football for the best player on the continent. Can you shed more light on this? Can you hear me clearly?
Can you give me the summary of what you said? Because I I'm barely straining my ears to hear you.
Okay, I'm talking about the 80s before we come to the year 1992, where he got the Merit of the Merit Award from the Confederation of African Football, CAF, where Abiola donated the trophy for the best player on the continent. Today, we see brands come out to indeed celebrate the CAF awards. But many years back, as an individual, Abiola indeed was behind this, and one of the players who benefited from this was a Cameroonian, Jean Manga Eugene.
Yes, you are very right. It was in the then Zaire, now Congo Democratic Republic, when he donated the trophy that was made of a gold-plated trophy with a striker at top of the trophy. When he donated it, one of the reasons why he donated it was that the African Footballer of the Year was being organized by France Football, a magazine in Paris. And as at that time, because of limited exposure, unlike now, when we are in the digital age, you can monitor anybody, any performance anywhere. In those days, it's just a few clips from newspapers and magazines. And the African Footballer of the Year being organized by France Football focused largely on footballers from the French-speaking countries. And I think apart from Ibrahim Sunday of Ghana that won it in 1970, I don't think any other person from the English-speaking part of Africa actually won it. So Abiola stepped in, that he challenged the African journalists. You cannot be here and your colleagues in France, in fact, not just your colleagues, just journalists from one newspaper, one magazine organization will be the one to choose for you who your best. That is something that you people should be able to organize for yourself. And to ensure that that was done, he donated that trophy in 1980 for that. And for that reason, he was made the first pillar of sports in Africa. And I think I will add the first and the only pillar of sports in Africa, because ever since that time, in 1980, which was 43 years ago, nobody has been given that award. So, and with as you now turn into AIPS, I think that award is no longer in existence for anybody to win. So that is an eternal honor for Basharu MKO Abiola. And after that, because that trophy got damaged in 1991, when we organized the African Footballer of the Year Award, and Roger Miller of Cameroon won it. And while in his possession, the trophy got damaged. And when we were to organize another one in Barcelona, I have to, because I saw, because of the level of the people we were expecting the dead FIFA president, João Havelange, we were expecting the FIFA Secretary General, Sepp Blatter, Ayato was there, and some other notable people. It was at the occasion of the Olympic Games. I have to go and buy another trophy off the shelf to replace the damaged original African Footballer of the Year award. And after that, subsequently, after that 1992, he now commissioned myself and the late Patrick Opomo to design trophies for him so that they will be able to manufacture it for him in Germany. That and then we now redesign another African Footballer of the Year award, a trophy, which was given to Rashidi Yekini in 1994. And after that, Abiola ceased to be a free man. He was incarcerated and eventually died. And because of that, CAF now had to seek for other means of organizing that African Footballer of the Year award. But before that, there was this CAF Cup competition in which he donated the cup, a trophy that has an outline map of Africa on top of the base. And that trophy, I last saw it in February when I was in Morocco at the Raja Casablanca Museum, because they were the last winner of that CAF Cup in 2004, before that competition was collapsed and merged with the African winners Cup competitions to form the present-day Confederation Cup. So that trophy is in Morocco as we talk, and that is to tell you the impact of the man, MKO Abiola, and that impact will remain indelible.
Kunle Solaja, I must say very big thank you for finding out time to talk to us. Kunle Solaja is a football historian, one who also worked with MKO Abiola. Many thanks for joining us on the program, Sports Desk.